give it to Chuck. Chuck is meeting Mark and staff. Well, and I want him to, actually, I want him to give it to Grace, so that Grace has seen it before our executive session.
I was gonna email it to them after we talked today, but I'll email it to you generally.
Perfect.
Bob.
Perfect.
Because Bob and Aaron know I'm working on this. I'm trying to get the number out of them, so.
That's great. That's,
I see what you're saying, though.
Yeah.
That was in the actual thing that we were gonna send to Tobacco, but I didn't put it up front here. I can move that up there.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
because when I talked to both electeds, they said,
Can anybody hear me?
Yes, thank you.
okay.
It's 8:30. We have a quorum and we're ready to begin. Thank you.
Fine, thank you. I'll call the Board of Commissioners meeting to order on Friday, April the 19th, 2024 at 8:30 a.m. Meyer, can we have a roll call?
Commissioner Simmons,
Present?
Commissioner Gladney, Commissioner Beach,
Present.
Commissioner Johnson, Commissioner Galladay, Commissioner Moore,
Present.
Commissioner Jackson Jennings,
Present.
Commissioner Winmiller,
Present.
Commissioner Cox. We have a quorum and we may continue.
Very good. Commissioner Gladney, you hearing us okay?
Yep, I'm up now. Thank you.
Very good, thank you. Meyer, do you have any public comment cards for today?
There were no public comments submitted.
Very good, thank you. This time I need approval of the minutes from February the 16th, 2024. If there's no corrections, do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Ayes have it. Need approval of the minutes of March 19th, 2024 special meeting of the Board of Commissioners. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Mr. Roach, you have any comments?
I do. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. So we maybe a bit weary because we sure had a big day yesterday. So what we had was we had a great visit from our partners from FTA, but this included both DC staff and FTA Region 7 staff. We had a great presentation in this very room. We had nearly 28 people for that, and that included both the PMC, so the project management consultant, our staff, and also city staff who were also part in the presentation to discuss the Green Line and then go on a great tour. Commissioners, I just cannot tell you, these things rarely go perfectly, but we had almost a perfect day. Just a wonderful tour of the alignment. Staff did a tremendous job. The city also made it, their part of the presentation was excellent. And we got a lot of really very positive comments from our partners, both from Kansas City and DC. A lot of the professional staff who are consultants came to me and said, we have never seen this before, where both DC staff and the regional staff came in and toured a project in this detail with this kind of staff. So I'm very excited about that kind of momentum associated with the Green Line and very pleased that we're getting that kind of attention with moving the project incrementally forward. But of course, Illinois can never be outdone, and progress continues on the St. Clair extension out to Mid-America Airport. I will tell you that Boy Dirt is flying out there in the St. Clair County Transit District, and with partnership with us, is really doing a great job in moving that project forward. I encourage anyone to go out and see how well the alignment seems to be coming along. But also, congratulations needs to be made to the Transit District as well. As the Emerson Park building is largely complete, there's still some small items to go through. And of course, the location of CENTCOM West, as Herb Simmons can tell you, they've already moved in. I'm sure there's a few tweaks having to go with a brand new building, but I just want to tell you, the building is very, very handsome. What a great addition to East St. Louis, and I think it is cause for celebration and a really good point. Additionally, I just want to say also we have come to a understanding and concept with the operational contract with St. Clair County Transit District as well for the next operating segment. We're still working through the documents, but we have settled on numbers and so on. So I'm very excited to announce that. And we'll now move to the city and county in that normal appropriation cycle. But it all seems to be going well. I did want to note that we have also had some really great public meetings on the Missouri side with the ADA community. We had a specific meeting with leadership in the ADA community that was hosted in Clayton in St. Louis County, but we've also had some other public meetings just reaching out to the community, seeing things that we can do better. I want to applaud Chuck Stewart and his staff at really trying to dive deep into building that partnership and making our fundamental call a ride service better. We are on the road to improvement, and I encourage, as we continue to do more public meetings, love to see a commissioner come to those. I know several of you have made those. Some of them are Zoom, and they're also quite productive, but we've really started a road to recovery. And a lot of that is based through our frontline employees. I also want to say I walked into another meeting in this room where, I don't know, you might have had 60 mentors. The mentor program has been instrumental. It was a training program that we're doing with 788. We have a national trainer from 788, Jermaine, who does a wonderful job with our frontline employees. And the solution to the mentoring piece is our folks with 10, 20 years of experience are becoming engaged in training the next generation of operators. And the positivity and cultural build that this aspect brings to our fundamental employment is part of the solution. New employees, but also establishing a culture where folks are proud of what they do. Look, we ask our operators to do difficult things. They're very proud of the service that they give to the community, and they are essentially our secret weapon. And seeing our secret weapon in action, both Chuck and I came into that meeting, and I'll tell you, there was laughter, professionalism. It was just a wonderful point. And sometimes your secret weapon is right in front of you, and they are indeed our employees. And I want to tell you, it's really nice to see, and I think it's a good sign of progress. So that concludes my report this morning. I want to thank everybody for attending and getting our quorum, and we're going to keep moving forward.
Anyone have any questions for Mr. Shelby? If not, moving on, report of the Operations Committee. Commissioner Windmiller, you have a report?
I do. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.
A virtual meeting of the Operations Committee was held on March 22nd, 2024 at 8:30 a.m. The draft minutes of that meeting are included in the meeting materials in today's packet under item number 7. The Operations Committee is recommending approval of 3 items which are noted on today's agenda as consent agenda item number 11. A, the contract award for public relations and communication services for the Gateway Arch and Riverboats. That's Resolution 1335. The contract award for armored car services, Resolution 1336. And the contract modification for the microtransit project, contract extension, Resolution number 1337. In addition, at the committee meeting, an operations report and workforce update was provided by Chuck Stewart, Executive Vice President and Chief Operating Officer of Metro Transit. We did not hold an executive session meeting that day, and so that concludes my report for the Operations Committee.
Fine, thank you. Moving on, report of the Audit Finance Administration Committee, Commissioner Beach, you have a report?
Yes, thank you. A virtual meeting of the Audit, Finance, and Administration Committee was held on March 22nd, following the Operations Committee meeting. The draft minutes of that meeting are included in the meeting materials today under item 8. The AFA Committee is recommending approval of one item, which is noted on today's agenda as consent agenda item 11D, participation in the 791 Purchasing Cooperative. That's resolution 1338. In addition, the committee is recommending approval of agenda item 12, board policies, comprehensive review and revisions, which is resolution 1339, which was presented by our chief legal counsel at the March meeting. At the committee meeting, several informational items were also presented, including the financial statements, the treasurer's report, treasury safekeeping report, the procurement report, pension plans, 401k retirement savings program, and OPEB trust investment performance update as of December 31st of last year. And that concludes my report of the AFA Committee, Mr. Chairman.
Fine, thank you, sir, for that report. Safety Security Committee, I'll give the report on that. A virtual meeting of the Safety and Security Committee was held on April the 12th, 2024 at 8:30 a.m. The draft minutes of that meeting are included in the meeting materials today under item number 9. At the meeting, the committee voted to move into an executive session to discuss confidential security matters. And this concludes my report for the Safety and Security Committee. Under item 10, if there are any if there is any adjustment to the consent agenda, anybody have any? If there are no adjustments to the consent agenda, I would entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda as referenced in the committee reports and as outlined on the agenda. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, ayes have it. Under item 12, comprehensive review revision, resolution number 1339. Greg and Harris for comments, please.
Thank you, Commissioner Simmons. These are the items that were presented to the March AFA committee meeting, a comprehensive revision of our board policies. I noted in particular Chapter 10, extensive revisions to the Board of Commissioners to keep us in line with our remote hearing policies. Other changes are basically in the nature of revision. They are not intended to be substantive changes, except with regard to Chapter 80, where we detail some substantive changes with our communication policies and agency property. There were no questions at committee, but I'm happy to entertain questions now if there are any.
We have any questions for Greg at this time? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, ayes have it. Thank you, Greg. Appreciate it. Item 13, amendment to the law enforcement service agreement between Bi-State Development Agency and St. Clair County, Illinois, resolution number 1340. And I believe, Mr. Scott, you have some comments.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, Commissioners. We're here today to present to the board for approval a request that the President and CEO authorize an approved addendum to our primary law enforcement services agreement between Bi-State Development and St. Clair County, Illinois. As you're well aware, we have 3 primary law enforcement contracts. The one on the Illinois side is with the St. Clair County Sheriff's Department in St. Clair County. And we are wanting to add language to that general contract that solidifies that the new public safety building at Emerson Park will be the base of operations for the Metro Link detached deputy sheriffs from the sheriff's department. The development of that building is state of the art. It sits right along the alignment. It is well positioned for not only law enforcement, but security deployment. Working through this process has been difficult, making sure that all of the ancillary concerns have been rectified, making sure that although there are other options for bases of operation by the sheriff's department, we believe that this is an investment that has been made and is significant in this facility and offers the best opportunity to enhance law enforcement presence on the system. As you'll also see, the sheriff in St. Clair County, Rick Watson, and the chairman have both agreed to the addendum. So we're asking for you to authorize the president and CEO this morning to approve this minor language influx into this contract.
Any questions for Mr. Scott at this time on this resolution number 1340? I only have a comment, Kevin. I appreciate all the hard work you done. I know it was a struggle from time to time, but I appreciate all the hard work. I'll need a motion at this time to accept Kevin's recommendation.
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, ayes have it. Thanks, Kevin. Unscheduled business, Mr. Roach, do you have any unscheduled business?
I do, Chairman. Just very briefly, as you know, we do stream on Facebook, and this is an active meeting. And we had a comment that a public comment might have been skipped, so I have asked Ms. Bennett to double check the system, and we will do that right after the conclusion to be sure that the system is still accepting those public comments. They're very important to us. We do pay attention to the comments that are active on Facebook, and we'll continue to do so. So I appreciate everybody's patience, but we'll double check the system to be sure that is it. After a certain amount the night before, there is a certain cutoff line, and perhaps that's the issue. But I will ask staff to double check it, and if there are public comments that need to be added to the record, we will of course do so.
Very good, thank you. Operations report, Mr. Stewart.
Good morning, Commissioners. You have my operations reports, and I gave a report during our committee meeting. There are few things that I need to highlight, that I need to give emphasis to at this point. You know, I have over 630 operators now. As a result of the resources that this board has approved to enable us to hire and attract new employees. So we're doing very well on operators. I got over 100 in the hopper somewhere. So I think we're looking really good in terms of our operator situation. We're still having issues as it relates to challenges, as it relates to additional call ride operators and mechanics. And there's something later on the agenda in terms of a call ride contract that I think is going to help us significantly with that. We had a hiring event last Saturday. It was the last hiring event where we were offering the $5,000 sign-on bonus. We had over 140 people to attend. We made offers to an additional 50 bus operators and an additional 50 call ride operators. So it was a very, very successful event. As we move forward in considering the sign-on bonus, we are currently considering that maybe we will extend the bonus as it relates to call ride mechanics and electricians. And we will be making that announcement very soon. The call ride contract, again, is on the agenda later. We are currently working on our action plans in terms of implementing the recommendations from our call ride ADA consultant. We are making significant progress in moving forward with that. The other thing that I wanted to highlight in my report was our mentorship program, but I think Mr. Roach stole my thunder on that one. But that is, I think that is an indication of the culture change that is taking place in this organization. You know, as you know, with our bus operators, we had a new contract. We've done many things that have enhanced their relationship, the union's relationship with this company. And I think that program is just an indication that those things are working. That program will be focused on Colorado as well and Metrolink. So I think we're moving in the right direction. And I appreciate again all of the support that we have received from this board in providing the resources that we need in order to handle some of the operational challenges that we've been facing. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Any questions for Mr. Stewart? Hearing none, Meyer, would you give us the upcoming meeting dates, please?
Yes, Chair, the next Safety and Security Committee meeting is scheduled for Thursday, May 9th at 8:30 a.m. The next Operations Committee, as well as Audit, Finance, and Administration Committee meetings will be held on Thursday, May 23rd at 8:30, and the next Board of Commissioners meeting is scheduled for Friday, June 21st, also at 8:30.
Very good. Thank you. At this time, I need a motion that the board go into an executive session for the purpose of discussing legal, confidential, or privileged matters as permitted under by state development policy, board policy, chapter 10, section 10.80, D1, legal, D3, personnel, D5, employee negotiations, and D10, auditors. Do I have a motion?
So
So
moved.
moved. Second,
Do I have a second?
second,
A roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Moore,
Yes.
Commissioner Winmiller,
aye.
Commissioner Beach,
Yes.
Commissioner Gladney,
Aye.
Commissioner Jackson Jennings,
Yes.
Commissioner Simmons.
Yes.
The motion passed.
Fine. Thank you. See you in a few minutes.